Now, I'm really trying to be calm, you know, because I'm so fired up. But listen, as I was sitting down with some of my research team and outlining what I wanted to say today, at the end of 3 hours of lining things up, I started speaking, and I said, "Oh, God, thank you, Allah," because I knew something was coming to me that wasn't from me. And I said, "Oh, this is the way I'm going to begin." I said, "Well, you began a little while ago, didn't you?" That was like, you know, the prelude or the preface. Now we're going to open the book. Look, Jesus, after doing all this hard work, had to do something that would bring about his crucifixion. And what was it? It was his argument with the Jews of his day. Now, I have it here, and I'm going to quote it, and you can go back to your scriptures. Now, Jesus, in his argument, he knew what he was saying was going to bring something down on him. And he knew that what he was saying was going to bring something down on those who followed him. He knew that. Well, heck, if he knew it, why would he say something like that? See? Jesus knew that it was his crucifixion that would bring about the glorification of his Father and himself. So he would tell his followers, "Look, I've got to suffer a few things." He said, but don't let your heart be troubled over this. And naturally, Peter didn't understand, poor fella. You know, when Jesus was telling how he had to suffer certain things, Peter got upset. Wait a minute, I'm paraphrasing now. But Jesus, all the great things that you have done, why would you have to suffer these things? And Peter rebuked Jesus, according to the book. And Jesus looked at Peter and said, "Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan." Here's his chief disciple, who could not believe that this man who had worked all these wonderful miracles would in another instant appear helpless, smitten, scourged. He couldn't take that kind of thought even. Betrayed by one of his disciples. So between the time when the people were saying Hosanna and all the disciples were with him, when they said crucify him, the disciples were gone. And at the cross, none of them were there but John and his mother and Mary Magdalene. Something about women. You know, when they love a man, they don't give a damn what comes down against him. They'll stand up for him because a woman knows a real man when she meets him. A woman knows a good man when she reads him and meets him. So we asked Jesus, why would you do something that would bring about your crucifixion, your suffering, and the suffering of those who believed in you? Why? Why would you do something like that? And it was because he was directed to do this by his Father, because it was the way in which his Father and he would be glorified. It was his argument with the Jewish people. So in the scriptures, that argument is written. And I would like to go over the argument that you think happened 2,000 years ago. And you don't have nobody among us that the Jews are condemning but Farrakhan. You don't have white people that will stand up strong. It's just Farrakhan. Well, he's crazy. Would you be able to listen to me and see if I'm a nut? Well, if I'm not crazy, and I'm speaking against those whom you know have the power, the influence, and the money to crush me and us, why would you do it, Farrakhan? Greater love has no man that he would lay down his life for the sheep. See, the good shepherd is not a hireling. See, the good shepherd is not in this for some money. The good shepherd is from his Father. And the Father wanted to see his people delivered. So the good shepherd will lay down his life for the sheep. But the hireling, he runs. Because he wasn't in it for the people. He was in it for himself. Now, listen to the argument. Here is Jesus. Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him. Now, there were some Jews that believed in Jesus. He said, if you continue in my word, then are you my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And the Jews answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How say you that we shall be made free? And Jesus answered them, saying, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. Well, if you had not been in hard bondage, but are you enslaved by sin, rebelliousness to God, doing what you and I please to do, but not submitting ourselves to God. So Jesus is saying the servant of sin, abideth not in the house forever. That means there's coming a time when those who give their lives to rebellion to God will be removed from the planet.